What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie to 988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet, and you are listening to that Big Stack podcast, available now on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, anywhere that podcasts are sold. You can also find us at youtube.com/c/Big Stack Podcast. You can also find us on Patreon as the Big Stack Podcast, by the way. And thank you to our 47 patrons. We appreciate your support, guys. I know we haven't been posting a lot to the Patreon, and we apologize for that. We will get to it very soon. We have been talking quite a bit about maybe doing a video game night where we sit together in a room and play a video game a la Rooster Teeth or something like that, stuff like that. So we are still in the process. But right now, we're just mostly focusing on the podcast because it's fun to film. I'm joined once again with the folks over at twitch.tv/big_breakfast. My friend Alice and Jacob. Alice, how was your week?
My week was great. I've had a wonderful time playing MTG Arena.
Oh, yeah.
And, the same fucking games I always play over and over and over again.
Same.
But I did play The Division 2, and I refunded it.
It's a big box of snore.
It's not bad. It's not a bad game.
Right, it's nothing bad about it.
It's The Division, and I already own The Division,
Yep.
and I've played The Division.
It's just got to appeal to you, and if that appeals to you, and you're like, I love The Division, I want more of The Division, I want to go save the Constitution in The Division. There you go.
Look, if that was actually what you were doing, I might be more into it. If it was like a Nick Cage style adventure,
that is
where
actually
we're on like a national treasure.
That is actually what you do. You have to go save the Constitution.
I'm a lot more excited. Yeah, but you don't get to do like bullshit historical mysteries
right.
at the same time.
Right.
I want Nick Cage to be my commanding officer in The Division 2.
And then suddenly, the bees, not the bees.
Does that happen in National Treasure?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Happens in every one of his movies.
Every movie.
Wow. Somebody attacks him
by
with
bees.
in
Yep.
every
it's like
one
how
of his
Sean
movies?
Bean dies all the time.
Yeah.
He's always dealing with bees.
Sean B?
He plays a bee.
He plays
in
a bee in Jupiter Ascending.
Right.
Yeah,
what about you, Jacob? How was your week? What did you do, my friend?
It was all right. I mean, I played a bunch of video games. All kinds of video games.
What you been playing?
Mostly Apex Legends, but today I have been playing a game that is in closed alpha called Spellbreak.
Ooh. Tell me about it.
Spellbreak.
I don't want to
How do I
talk.
break spells?
Hashtag not sponsored.
We are not sponsored by. I just applied to be in the closed beta and got an email back. It is a battle royale game, so if that's not your thing, this probably isn't for you. But everybody is a cool wizard, and you go around the map picking up a gauntlet for your right hand and a gauntlet for your left hand. Every gauntlet gives you a basic attack and then a spell that goes on cooldown.
Wow.
You also pick up an ultimate, a rune, which is like a big spell that goes on long cooldown. And then you pick up gear that enhances your abilities.
What's this called again?
It's called Spellbreak. Now, it has 2 ticks against it, possibly, depending on who you are. Not only is it a battle royale, it is only available through the Epic Store. So, if that's a hang-up for you, I completely understand looking away. It's in closed alpha. It's not super polished. There is some fun to be had there, though. I had a blast all day.
Okay.
All of the spells they're wildly different. I thought they were all going to be just like different versions of I'm going to shoot lightning out of my hand at this guy, or fire, or ice. That's not really how it works. So the game starts off in the normal, everybody's hanging out in the area waiting to drop out of the plane. While you're doing that, you pick 2 classes, and all of the classes are basically skill trees. And you're picking 2 things that you want to level up during the game.
That's awesome.
So there's a few of them that are very clearly like, this is a support side class, like highlighting items on the map for you, or regenerating armor, stuff like that. And then there's some that are just like, you're going to be a fire mage or an ice mage. And then you drop into the place, you start picking up all of these gauntlets to do all your spells. And every time you move to the circle, you level up, you get a point, and you get to put a point in your skill tree and get basically like a new passive ability.
That sounds really cool. I'm into that.
And, sorry, go ahead, Boog.
Now, this is what I always say. I want them to innovate on the genre, and this is pretty innovative. I mean, I know we've had a couple of other like fantasy-based ones, but this sounds really innovative.
This is pretty crazy. Like the fire gauntlet is throw a fireball, and the cooldown spell is make a wall of fire. So
Awesome.
there's not like grenades and stuff, but like some of these spells act as grenades. And then
Is
there
it
are
free
things,
or like the early access? I mean, or do you pay to get in the early access?
you can
That's the
so you
monetization.
can apply, and then they will put you on the list. It took about a week and a half for me to get in from just applying regularly. They sell founders packs that give you a bunch of extra like cosmetics and get you in right now.
Nice.
The community is super active. It's
As a wizard, do they really fly in on planes, or do they have like
they teleport. They teleport.
Got it.
So you pick a spot on the map, and then you teleport above it, and then you fall down, and
Featherfall, right?
you get a featherfall spell.
Yeah.
One of the ults is a featherfall. And like that's one of the things that I like about this game as well is there are several ways to just be invisible.
Okay.
Which is not something I expected to happen.
Right.
They're totally fine with you just like being invisible and popping up. One of the other things that I really like about it is the sound all of the spells makes is cool and good and makes the sound you would expect it to make. And you can hear it from far away. So like I can constantly hear like crazy wizard battles, and I'll like scan the horizon and look over a hill and see a little castle, and I'll just see like two dudes shoot straight up in the air and start like spinning around each other, like throwing lightning and fireballs at each other. And it's pretty cool.
That sounds rad.
Yeah, I really want to play this. I really do. Hey, developers, write me. I really want to play this game. That sounds so good.
It's pretty rad.
I have been playing 2 new games this week. I downloaded the DLC for the new Spider-Man or the PS4 Spider-Man game. Haven't started on it yet. Probably going to start that later tonight. But I discovered a mobile game, the Nintendo mobile game Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
Yeah.
Pocket Camp.
Oh my God. I'm so in love with it because it is. I've been clamoring for a new Animal Crossing game. It already exists. It's on mobile. Now, don't get me wrong. It's free to play and it's monetized, and you get, like the premium currencies, these leaf tickets, and then you have to use the leaf tickets to get certain things that are only available via the purchase. So that makes it not a true Animal Crossing game. But when it comes to being a true Animal Crossing game, you're gathering bugs, you're gathering fruit, you're gathering items, you're exchanging that stuff to make friendships, and then once you're friends with stuff, you can buy new stuff, and as you level up, you can craft new stuff, and it's Animal Crossing, and it's been on the phone this whole time, and I don't know why I haven't been playing it. Now, Jacob, weren't you saying like you played it when it first came out?
I played it at launch for about a month, and then I kind of ran out of things to do, and I stopped playing it. So
Right.
how is it now? It's been like a year and a half, I think.
So I jumped right in, and there's still only like 6 or 7 areas to go to. And so it's mostly an event-based economy, right? So I jumped right in, and there's 3 events going on right now. It's insane how many different events are going on. And there's stuff you can only buy with leaf tickets during those events, and things you can only buy with the coins, the regular coins, or what are those called in the Animal Crossing world? I forgot.
Bells.
Bells, right?
Bells.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of stuff you can only buy during the bells, or with bells. And then there's a fishing tournament going on right now, and it's Mario related for March the 10th. So you are able to get all this great Mario stuff for your camp and for your cabin. And so I got like a couple of pipes and one with a piranha plant in it and a Super Mario Brothers outfit and all that cool stuff.
Like a pelt.
It's all free for just playing the game, and you're getting all of this entirely for free. And then there's the system that you played that was originally built in. And then there's also like a Shamrock, like a St. Patrick's Day kind of thing going on right now that's going on for the week. And so I guess there's always 2 or 3 or 4 different events going on that gives you something to do based on that basic game you were playing back then. So it's really fun. And there's a ton of items, like so much stuff. I'm only level 5 and I've already unlocked so much stuff. It will take forever to craft everything. But then they're just throwing stuff at you. Like twice a day, you can go to Timmy or Tommy's shop, I forget which one, and buy like fortune cookies, and you eat the fortune cookies, and in the fortune cookies a fortune. It's only like 500 bells, which is super easy to get. You'll get it in like 30 seconds playing. And so it's like 2 free random items. And I've gotten like furniture, and I've gotten collectibles and some it's good stuff out of the fortune cookie. So there's a reason to log in every day because there's 2 free items for your 500 bells. So it's really good. I think it's really good. The other game I played was a PlayStation exclusive called the Tetris Effect. And something weird is happening in my life. For some reason, a game I played back in 1980 is now all over my life right now. Because I've got Puyo Puyo Tetris, right? Then there's Tetris 99. Now there's the Tetris Effect. My life is Tetris again. Like my life was Tetris back then and was on the Game Boy, whenever that was, 90, whatever. But now, all of a sudden, it's all about Tetris. And if you're not familiar with the Tetris Effect, I believe it was originally designed to be playing PlayStation VR and to be a PlayStation VR exclusive.
Okay.
And then they decided that since they didn't get the install base that they wanted for PlayStation VR, they also made a non-VR version, but it does work well in PlayStation VR. And it's very similar to Le Mans if you've played the game, because it's not just the puzzle game, which is obviously present, but it's also a bunch of effects and a bunch of modes and a bunch of cool stuff that's happening in the background. And in some cases, designed to make it more relaxing and more chill, and your controller's vibrating in time to the music, and it just feels cool. And then sometimes things get wild in the background, and things speed up for a little while, and you have a special effect ability, a focus ability that allows you to recover a little bit. And there's a focus meter that you're charging. So it's a very different Tetris game. It's also nice that nobody's trying to murder you, like in Tetris 99.
Sure.
But it's really, really good. It's cool. Super chill. And it's like $40. And I hope it comes to the Switch, because I would buy it again when it comes to the Switch, but I do plan to play through all of the different modes and levels and stuff that comes in the basic game. And then it's also one of those games that tried to be games as a service, which is weird for Tetris, because there's always events going on in that game as well. So like there's a secondary mode, effects mode is what they call it, and then there's like a bunch of, you can compete for high scores and unlock avatars and stuff. So it's a really robust game for $40. I was really surprised.
I was watching you play it. It looked like it had a lot of polish to it. I mean,
that game has
titular effects looked really good.
That game has an amazing soundtrack. I love every song that I have heard so far playing it. I love, and the way that you playing the game interacts with the song makes it feel like alive. It makes it feel great.
How does it interact?
Well, whenever you're like moving the pieces, it like the beat of the music kind of goes with it and like makes a little noise with it.
Whoa.
But it doesn't feel like it's fighting against the music. It feels like it's going with the music and flowing with it. And
okay, cool.
It's fantastic. Yeah, that game is my life is also ruled by Tetris. I am playing quite a bit of Tetris 99.
You got your first win on stream. I was there.
Yeah.
So hype.
It's only my second win ever, but they're hard. Yeah. I'm having a harder time winning in Tetris 99 than I ever did in PUBG or I'm ever having in Apex Legends. That's the hardest.
Wins pretty regularly in Apex Legends these days, but
yeah.
Tetris 99, that's an achievement.
It's rough.
I can only get like a 14th. My highest win was a 14th in Tetris 99. But I don't want Tetris to be that stressful. It's super stressful for me to play. Stressful. Yeah. And that's what I liked about originally, that's what I liked about Tetris Effect, is how relaxing and chill it was. And then they started showing the hard stuff at me, and I'm like, no, why are you ruining this perfect chill game? Because Le Mans is the same way. It starts off super chill and super meditative and super enjoyable, and then eventually it gets so difficult. I will tell you something I've really noticed about myself. I have some severe ADHD. When I was a kid and I would play a arcade game, puzzle game, Tetris, perfect example. When I would play that game, I would get into the zone, and I would just be in that game. All I was thinking about was that game. I wasn't thinking about anything else going on in the world. I wasn't thinking about anything else. I was just in that game for the 10 minutes I was playing Pac-Man, for the 10 minutes I was playing Tetris. Just that's it. And I was playing the Tetris Effect, and I was trying to make it meditative. And I've like got the music turned up, and I've got the lights dim, and I'm just focusing on the game. And I'm like, I should be able to just crawl into this game. But every few minutes, I'm thinking, oh, I wonder what so-and-so's up to. Oh, I wonder what's going on over here. Oh, I wonder, well, like, what should I be working on tomorrow? What am I filming tomorrow? What do I have lined up? Well, here in a few hours, everybody's going to show up. Well, I need to go take a shower. I need to da-da-da-da. And my brain just doesn't shut off anymore. Even video games can't make my brain shut off anymore. And I really miss it. So I'm going to use Tetris Effect as a meditation tool. I'm going to try to force myself to set down my phone, put it across the room, put it in another room, not look at my phone, not think about anything. Because I don't even really watch, I don't know if you guys have this problem. When you watch a show these days, are you capable of just setting your phone down and not thinking about it for the entire 30, 45-minute show?
Very rarely.
I missed that. That's how I used to always be. Pre-divorce especially. I wouldn't really mess with a video game. I wouldn't mess with my iPad. I wouldn't mess with my phone at all. Me and my ex-wife would just sit down and watch Game of Thrones from beginning to the end and not think about anything else and just enjoy that. But since the stress of the divorce and the stress of the gastric bypass surgery and everything else, it's so crazy. I'm just in my phone even while I'm watching a movie, even when I'm watching a show. If they let you do it at the movie theater, I'd probably do it at the movie theater. That's the reason I'm enjoying the movie theater so much right now, because they won't let me pull up my damn phone and I have to pay attention to the movie.
Is that more because, I mean, it's probably both, but like because of the things that have happened recently, or because our phones are more connected than they used to be?
It's probably a combination of all three. Probably, when I was married, I wasn't too worried about my phone. But now so many conversations I have in a day with Kid Behind a Camera, with McJuggernuggets, with whoever I'm talking to, that YouTuber, that business person, I'm on the phone for 2 hours a day with business meetings, talking to other YouTubers, talking to brands, talking to other people. And I'm getting texts in and out all day, making deals and all that stuff. And then I have friends I talk to, too. I don't talk to you.
Leon called you earlier today.
Right. To figure out, that's a throwback to pre-stream for those of you listening to the actual stream. Because we were talking about how delicious it is to eat ostrich meat. If you guys enjoy these streams, you can always watch it live when we film it at twitch.tv/boogie2988. And you can always see the archives of those captures. So you can see the pre-stream and the post-stream, which we might start capturing and putting on the YouTube channel if you guys would be interested in that. So right now, let us know in the comments section. Do you want us to capture the pre-streams and the post-streams and put it together in a video for you? It's the second video in the week.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
And while you're typing up those comments, I got a question for you guys.
Ooh.
Okay.
In Lord of the Rings, when Frodo gets stabbed by Shelob at the top of Cirith Ungol, he was wearing mithril. They literally take mithril off of him in the next scene.
Yeah.
How does she stab him? Does she stab him in the dick?
Magic spider legs.
No, because legs. She doesn't stab him. She stabs him with a stinger.
Oh, yeah. Magic. Well, okay.
And
fine.
it's not that strong because Sam, cuts it off.
Well, but he cuts it off. He doesn't cut off at the tip, though. He cuts it off at a different part. The tip, real strong.
So she stabs through mithril?
Sure.
Yeah, why
But
not?
mithril's unbroken when they take it off of him.
Yeah, it's true.
And she doesn't stab him in the neck because you can see from here down.
She stabs him emotionally.
Do you think that's what did it?
I think so, yeah.
Shelob is
So
just like
betrayed.
an emotional predator?
Yeah.
Betrayed?
Yeah.
I can't believe you've done this.
Here's a question for you. Do you think there were any hobbits that were sexualizing feet?
That were sexualizing
Sexualizing feet. And
I doubt it.
I think it was all of them. Because look at them feet, dude.
No, I think it's none of them.
Is it because they were hairy? What?
No, because shoes are not a thing there, right? It would be like, I mean, maybe there's one random hobbit, right? Because we got weirdos that are like, oh man, I'm so into knees.
Right. Oh yeah,
or
knees are hot,
armpits
dude.
or elbows
Don't
or
kink
whatever.
shame my knee fetish, dude.
But they're just generally not a sexualized part of the body, especially for hobbits, because they're not even ever covered up there.
Okay, interesting question. Do female hobbits shave their feet?
I don't think they shave anything.
Probably not. I don't think hobbits are grooming that kind of way.
I don't know, man. See,
That they comb their hair and that's
these
it.
are these are the
it.
these are the questions that we need to reanimate Tolkien's corpse to find out.
You're right.
You think
We
Tolkien's
can't
the
just
only
ask
one who
the
can answer
estate.
these?
Well, of course he can, because he's the creator, right? It's like J.K. Rowling.
That's him and his son.
Yeah, J.K. Rowling, she's the only one that can officially make Dumbledore gay, which I guess this weekend, everybody's really mad at her right now because she was talking about Dumbledore being
Dumbledore.
Yeah, Dumbledore being in a sexual...
Dumbledore's a metal band.
She was doing an interview, and she was like, yeah, of course he was in a sexually charged homosexual relationship. And everybody's mad at her because number one, there's people out there who just hate the idea of Dumbledore being gay because they don't like homosexuals, and fuck those people, right? Then you have people who are upset that she never included it in the canon. It was never in the books, and that's stupid. It wasn't in the movies. It wasn't in the books. Why didn't you include it in the books if that's true? And then
Because
there's
they're for kids, and a graphic sexual relationship
Right.
is probably not cool for a child's book.
right. Then there's a third group that's even more mad at her, and this one makes a lot of sense to me, but I don't know that it'll make sense to everybody listening. But since she made it sexual, she was talking about the sexual relationship and not talking about the emotional relationship. There are people out there who feel like that's dismissive of what a actual relationship is between two people because it's not just sex. So
There's a fourth group of people that are mad at her because they don't know if her last name is pronounced Rowling or Rowling.
it's Rowling, isn't it? Or Rolling?
I mean, you'll have to ask her.
There's a fifth group of people that are mad at her because she won't just write an adult book where the wizards fuck.
Right. That I would read that.
Just write a book where the wizards
Yeah,
fuck and
I
just
would
very
read that.
clearly be like, this is not for children.
Right
This is an adult thing.
Now, I think it's very important we get into the fact that it's not the students that are fucking. We do not want to read about the students.
No,
that's gross. What we want to read about is the teachers.
Well, but they're all like old now, right?
Well, I mean, they weren't
consenting adult wizards
or something,
right?
Yeah, consenting adult wizards.
I just want to know how they're including the spells.
Avada Kama Sutra,
right? Like Hagrid. Okay, it can happen while the books are happening. The original books are happening. So Hagrid goes. And it's like, Harry, you're a wizard now. And he flies into the school, right? And then he goes back to his cabin and fucks the dragon. Because clearly he was fucking that dragon.
No, he was into the
dragon was like a baby.
No, he was into the tall lady.
He was into the tall lady.
Right, but he still fucked the dragon.
I want Hagrid to fuck the tall lady.
Well, he's probably doing that too.
Cosplay as Hagrid.
There's probably 3 ways. I could finally, if I was a little taller, I could finally cosplay as Hagrid. I used to be too fat to be Hagrid. Now, I'm only slightly too fat to be Hagrid. So that's exciting.
You just got to get some stilts or big shoes.
Mm-hmm. It's really tall platform shoes.
Yeah, really tall platform shoes.
The point that I'm making is I want to fuck a dragon.
You want to fuck a dragon?
Yeah.
I want to eat a dragon.
What mythological creature do you want to fuck, Jacob?
Medusa.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What about a chupacabra?
Probably some kind of rock hard joke to be made there.
Yeah, I was gonna say she give me rock hard. That was the yeah.
Somebody in chat says who was having sex with a 3-headed dog, and I think he just gives head 3 times.
No, it's he's got a dog, right? He's Fang is Hagrid's dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 3-headed dog. That's what we're talking about.
No.
Oh.
Fluffy is the 3-headed dog.
Yeah, Fluffy is the 3-headed dog. Yeah, Hagrid just has a big, a bloodhound dog.
Right.
Something named Fang.
And I'm shipping those 2 dogs.
Into the... Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I'm into it. That would be an entire book right there.
Yeah.
The complicated relationship of trying to balance the love between Hagrid's hound dog and a 3-headed dog who has 3 different emotional sets all at the same time.
Oh, yeah. What if 2 of the heads, don't like him?
Right.
Oh, that's interesting.
Or maybe 1 doesn't, and it's all about winning over that 3rd head.
What I want to know is, can a ghost fuck a painting? Can one of the ghosts get with one of the people in the paintings? Can the people in the painting get with each other?
Porn's got to be a lot different in the Harry Potter universe.
Because all the pictures move.
Right. The pictures move and can react to what you're doing and stuff.
And they can,
I don't know. I guess it's the same as going on Chatterbait or whatever.
I have a question. Why can the paintings, the subjects of the paintings, talk to each other and travel out of their painting and go somewhere else? And the picture of Sirius Black, whenever he's his mugshot or whatever, why can't he just leave? Why can't he just escape prison, from the newspaper?
Well, because 1, that's not really him, right? That's just his image. And 2, I imagine that mugshots and police photos have some kind of spell to prevent that.
Oh. His mugshot's also in prison?
Yeah, your mugshot's in jail. You're in painting jail.
Can a ghost fuck a painting? It's a sentence I never expected to hear. That was new. It was worth staying alive for at least 1 more day to hear that sentence.
Yeah. Can a ghost fuck a painting?
Yeah.
I'm glad I could bring that to you.
J.K. Rowling, please understand that if you wanted to make the world not mad at you right now, you need to answer the important question: can a ghost fuck a painting?
Can a ghost fuck up? These are parts of the canon that I need to know.
Also, we now trust you to fill things out for Tolkien. So
no, I don't.
Do hobbits shave their feet? I need to know.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. I'm totally fine with her retconning whatever she wants in interviews and being like, no, I was thinking about that when I was writing it, but I didn't write it down for whatever reason. I don't care about that. That's fine or whatever. I don't want her retconning other people's things.
Imagine you have a painting of your grandfather, okay? And it's one of those wizard paintings, right?
Yeah,
and
okay,
And he's like,
I have a painting of my grandfather.
Right? And you keep him in a hallway, right? And it's the wizard painting, right?
Oh, okay,
and so it's got his essence or whatever. And every once in a while he just jerks off. And so you just have to deal with that.
I feel like you just get a blanket and put it over or a curtain.
Right.
No, you get him another you get him a painting of an empty private room and you just hang behind a door facing the other way sometime.
Do you think maybe that like every single painting they make has some sort of like shade or background area that they can go to? There's none of them are just like a void with just the subject in it. There's always a thing that they can go stand behind to do whatever they got to do. Do the subjects of these paintings have to go to the bathroom? Some of the
ghosts have to go to the bathroom?
Yes, that's ectoplasm. Some of the people in the paintings eat.
I thought that was ghost cum.
It's all of it.
I mean, you've seen the original Ghostbusters. Ectoplasm is basically ghost cum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Because
but Slimer vomits it up.
Yeah, but that's why.
Listen, I thought that Slimer, like, that was what happens when ghosts eat. They're not supposed to, so they turn that food into ectoplasm.
No, it's ghost cum. And so
everything comes out as ectoplasm.
Here's the thing about the original Ghostbusters. It's a dirty ass movie, and people don't realize when you go back and look at it. Ignoring the ghost cum, there's literally a scene in the montage in the middle of that movie where Dan Aykroyd just gets a blowjob from a ghost. And the reason they did that, so they were originally going to film a story arc where they went to like this old World War II fort, this old Civil War fort. And while he was there, they dealt with the ghosts there. And one of the ghosts there, one of the female ghosts, blew Dan Aykroyd. And so they filmed that scene, but not the rest of it before it got cut. So they decided to put in a dream sequence montage because Dan Aykroyd's like, the ghost blowjob scene's too good. I want the world. I want all of the adults and also the kids who may watch my film to watch me get a blowjob from a ghost. How can we fit it into this movie? What if it's a dream? Okay, it's a dream now.
I mean, Dan Aykroyd is like a professional Looney Tune, but my question is, does he know it's a ghost at the time?
I think so, because it's invisible.
Or is it like a reveal?
Because in the movie, when they do that in the first Ghostbusters, when they do that, they don't show the ghost. So I guess it's just invisible because his zipper unzips, and then his underwear gets pulled down, and then they cut away.
Oh,
right before you see Dan Aykroyd's little winky.
Do you think that's where M. Night got the idea for The Sixth Sense?
Yes.
The ghost blowjob scene.
The ghost blowjob scene. He was watching that. He's like, man.
He was like hanging out with Dan Aykroyd doing shrooms.
What if I could watch some ghost blow somebody? Wouldn't that be great?
But what if you didn't know that it was a ghost the whole time?
You're listening to the Big Stack Podcast, where we spoil every movie M. Night Shyamalan ever made. If you haven't,
spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen that movie 20 years ago, bad news. Now you have. We got any video game news to talk about, Jacob?
You want some video game news?
Yeah, what do we
Not
got?
A weird question.
It's been a boring week for video games. I didn't have much to film. Thank God
lot.
I'm getting my teeth fixed, so I had something to talk about.
Unless we want to dunk on Anthem, there's not a lot of video game news.
Hey, let's talk briefly about Anthem, about how they accidentally patched the game once to start making legendaries and masterworks drop way more often. And the reason that's good is because most legendaries and most masterworks you're going to disenchant, very similar to Diablo 3's itemization originally, where most of the items just aren't very good. So you're going to disenchant your masterworks, you're going to disenchant your whatever till you get the right specs and the right stuff that you're looking for. And so for a little while, just for like 4 hours the first time, those guns were dropping all over the place to where you could get 3, 4, 5 in a 30-minute session and then pick one, keep it, and melt the rest. And then they patched it saying that was a mistake. So then they patched the game again. And remember, patches are supposed to fix stuff, not break stuff. It broke the same thing. So for about a day, you were able to get really good itemization. And people thought this was, they just fixed the game. They decided to fix the game. This is great. I'm playing this game. And they finally heard the community. And they finally, what do you mean you patched it out? And so now it's back to getting a masterwork every few hours if you're lucky. And that is the opposite of what they need to be doing with that game. It's very depressing.
Yeah.
Have they read like any game design doc ever?
Yes.
You can't put that back in the bag afterwards.
Right. Yeah. You keep getting loud and then quiet. It's so weird. I don't know what that is. Sorry for the people listening at home. We love you.
Oh, I apologize, everybody. Sorry.
But it is really interesting. I feel like whatever design document they are reading is the one that says, make the game boring and grinding. Yeah, that's what people like. Make it worse every chance you get.
I don't think it's some grand design document that they're reading. I think that every day they get an email from some higher up who has never designed a video game and is only responsible for ensuring that shareholders make a bunch of money. And they say, it's not making enough money. Do this to make it make more money, and then
Maybe.
they implement that at some level. And for better or worse, that's how it goes, because I think there was another patch more recently that maybe changed the stuff back to like the way it was before, or like a certain percentage of that. I don't know. And they also released a statement saying that Anthem is here to stay. We're not abandoning it. We're going to continue working on it and updating it and making it a better and better game.
Which is what you say until you abandon it, right?
That's true. Well, you know. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I want to like Anthem. Right. I want it to be a cool, good game.
Right. I really think it's probably, to be honest, it's probably BioWare's last real chance. So if they can't correct it, they can't fix it, then they're probably done for, and that sucks.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, of course, that team is going to fight to the very bitter end. But boy, it's going to be pretty bitter.
Yeah, I mean, that happens whenever you get hoovered up by EA and they just suck you dry of as much talent as they can to make as much money as they can in a few short years. And
let's be fair, Microsoft too,
Sure, yeah, all these big publishers, they're certainly all guilty of that kind of thing.
And I don't think it's that they are suppressing talent. I think it's that they are just trying to capitalize on a name, right? They're trying to capitalize on goodwill.
Right. So what good news do we have? Is there anything good happening?
Oh, I have some good news for me. I don't know if this is good news for everybody. Maybe for you, because you were talking about Animal Crossing. We have a not official, but a leaked date for the release of the Animal Crossing Switch. We don't have the name of it yet, but supposedly it's going to be coming out in September. It was
Animal Crossing, even newer leaf.
Newest leaf.
Right, there we go.
Leaf.
Neo Leaf, and it's Cyberpunk.
Oh my God! Can we get Cyberpunk Animal Crossing? That will be the first Animal Crossing that I play.
Yeah, this was leaked by the Loot Gaming, which is a website that also predicted the reveal of the Nintendo Labo VR kits a couple weeks ago, which was accurate. And I think they got this info from the same sources they got that info from. So,
can we talk about VR for a second? Can we talk about the fact? Can we talk about the fact that I love VR and even I'm not playing it very much? I know. I want to dunk on Nintendo real quick here. Okay. I love VR, and even I'm barely using it. Okay, because it's just not there yet. So you know what's going to make? I love you too. You know what's going to make VR even better? If we make it out of cardboard and trust the people who made the Nintendo Labo games, which were miserable.
They weren't good.
They were not good games.
The games weren't. I enjoyed putting them together.
Yeah, I enjoyed the crash portion. Too bad I needed a $300 Nintendo Switch to put those things together. So the games should have been the primary focus. You should have been wanting to play the games even without the cardboard. You know what I'm saying? They should have made the games so good that you went out and bought plastic versions of the cardboard stuff so that you could do it and keep them forever. But no, it was just a craft project.
I saw big box stores selling like premium versions of Labo kits that were like higher quality cardboard.
That's interesting. I mean, that's interesting. But I really don't expect them to make cardboard VR to be good. These are the people who made the Nintendo VR Boy or whatever it was called. What was it called? The little big red thing, or the red eyesore nightmare thing?
Virtual Boy?
The Virtual Boy, yeah. These are the same people. This is the same company that made the Virtual Boy. I do not expect whatever they make to be good. Please do not screw this up, Nintendo, because you're going to ruin... Number one, you're not even supposed to be doing VR under a certain age. You're not supposed to even use the 3D effect on your 3DS at a certain age. So, Nintendo Labo is guided towards those kids.
Well, hold on. I don't know that it's 100% based in fact that that is terrible for your kids. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying one way or the other. I don't know. Right. I think they just said that because they didn't know either, and they wanted to err on the side of caution.
That's a smart decision to err on the side of caution, but Nintendo's like, screw caution. Let's just make a VR product designed for preteens. Go!
Yeah, I mean...
It's a weird choice. But okay. All right, what are you going to say about Animal Crossing? Because I'm super excited for more Animal Crossing. It looks really good.
Well, okay, so what I'm excited about... Obviously, we got to wait till September, possibly. If this is to be trusted, which is a whiles away. But this E3, the Nintendo Direct, I bet will be devoted almost entirely to Animal Crossing. Because it's the main shit they have going on right now. They've already talked about Pokemon. They're not going to be talking about Metroid. I can't think of anything else that they would be talking about in a Direct. And they usually do like a 30-minute to an hour-long Direct for E3. So... we might see like a lot of Animal Crossing.
Sure. I mean, that makes sense. Like the time. Well, okay, if it's coming out in September, isn't E3 in October?
No, E3's in June, man.
Sorry, E3's in June. I'm thinking of TwitchCon. Yeah. TwitchCon is in October.
Right, yeah. E3's always in June.
Too many cons.
I'm just going to say I'm really worried about E3 this year because we already saw Nintendo break out. And some people in my video talking about this, they're like, well, Nintendo didn't give up on E3. Yes, they're no longer officially related to the show. They do something at the same time, and they do a treehouse at the same time, but they're competing with E3. They're not related to E3. They're competing with E3. And now you've got Microsoft, who does still do a show, but their show is across the street at the Microsoft Theater, and they don't rent space on the show floor either. They rent space in the Microsoft Theater, which they own. So why would they not do that for Xbox, right? And so you've already Xbox not. Now Sony is completely absent from the show this year. They're not. I don't know if they're even going to do anything alongside because they still haven't announced if they are. They're supposed to do something called Destination PlayStation, but these are the same people that killed the PlayStation experience this last year. I was looking forward to that, and they didn't hold it. So they were supposed to have done something called Destination PlayStation, and that was supposed to happen in February. And as far as I know, I can't find any sign on Google News that it even happened. So I don't know what PlayStation is doing. So that leaves Ubisoft. Oh, and EA has now backed out from E3 as well. So they're going to do something the weekend after E3, where they just have streamers and stuff playing their new games and demos for their new games and their existing games and products. So they're not going to be supporting E3 either. They'll be competing with E3. So what is happening?
Well, okay, so this leads us into a question from Steven is here. Do you think this is the last year for E3?
I think the show will continue. I just think it's heavily on the decline, but I think it's going to be the last year that we have the ceremony of E3.
Okay.
You know, I think they're going to keep doing it, and I think it's going to be, a lot smaller. Like, I think it's going to be a great place for indie developers to come and stuff, but there really is no competing show. And the original point of E3 was to be a trade show. You would bring your products there, and then the buyers, the Walmarts, and then also the journalists would look at your stuff. And then they started really focusing on the journalists looking at your games, because that was another way to sell directly to the consumer. They started selling directly to the consumer. Now they let the consumer into E3, and they have been doing that for the last couple of years and plan to do it again this year. So that's one of the reasons I think you see these companies pulling out, because they used to use E3 as a business, and now it's marketing. And they already can market. That was E3's mistake, when it was a business, when it was focused towards journalists, when it was focused towards the purchasers, when it was a trade show. That's when it was excellent. But if you're just going to be marketing, well, why can't Sony market for themselves? Why can't Nintendo market for themselves? They don't need you for that.
Mm-hmm. So what if we just see a pivot instead of a show that dies? Because just a couple of years ago, they started allowing in regular folk, not just journalists and buyers and investors and stuff like that. They started, what if the show just pivots, right, and becomes about a celebration for people who love video games to come and hang out and try out video games? I know that like all of these bigger names are pulling out and not doing big conferences and doing their stuff elsewhere. But I mean, like that would be interesting to me. I would be more likely to go to E3 if that were the case,
right? Instead
of having to wait in line for 400 years to play 30 minutes of Days Gone or whatever.
Right.
I mean, if that's the case, like PAX is already kind of a pretty big haven for indie developers, and maybe that's what we'll see E3 become. Just another good convention for people who don't get advertising anywhere else, right? If they want to stay with the advertising thing, PlayStation, Sony, Microsoft, they don't need E3 to advertise, but the people that made Owlboy don't have those kinds of resources. So
that's true.
Maybe they can start relying on things like E3 for that.
And maybe if the show makes a turn and starts seeing an uptick in attendance, and people are starting to really like the show, then people like Microsoft and Sony will come back and make a glorious return.
Yeah, in my video, I made a mistake, and after talking to the reporter of one of the articles I cited in my video, he showed me something. And basically, long story short, in my video, I kind of said that the head of, Scott Layden? I forget his name. The head of PlayStation basically had come across as like being ivory tower. Like, I don't need to market to consumers anymore. I don't need to market. And Sony's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, you're not allowed to have a butt in Devil May Cry on the Sony version. You can have it on every other version, but nope, Sony, we're afraid of butts.
Did they
Xbox
not go to
version,
the bathroom?
$2.
Nobody
PC
poops.
version, $2.
Nobody poops.
They literally got J.J. Abrams to lens flare the butts out. Quite literally is what happened.
Okay.
I stole that joke from Girlfriend Reviews. Anyway, but so I've been mad at Sony for a while, and I really wish they'd get their crap together. And this seemed like the
They
opposite.
can't
of
get
that.
their crap together. They don't got butts.
Right. But Layden basically said he wants to focus more. He wants to focus more on direct to consumer, and like he wished E3 was more about that, because they're still charging for the show like it was a trade show where they could come do millions and billions of dollars of the business, but instead they're spending millions and billions of dollars just to market while everybody's paying attention to the show during that period of time. And Nintendo proved you don't have to pay attention. You don't have to be part of the show for people to pay attention to you. So it's interesting. I feel like, yeah, if E3 does embrace the fans and it just becomes the Retchapalooza of video games, maybe you would get those guys to buy space on the floor again. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. I worry about it because I'm finally fit enough to go to E3 and now it's going to shit.
Well, but there's plenty of other cool places for you to go now that you're fit enough. Narrow hallways.
Yeah, but I wanted to go there.
You could climb a ladder.
Roller coaster.
Roller coaster. Yeah. You could go up in a barn.
I'm going to go
You could shimmy down a narrow hole into a cave.
Yeah.
Can I finally have sex? Because I can't have this.
No, you have to stay a virgin forever.
No. Absolutely not.
I always wanted to have a sex, though.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Nope.
We
Closest
could
you're
never
gonna
get-
is walking down that narrow hallway.
We could never get the elders to sign off on that.
That's the whole reason I lost weight, is to get laid.
Sorry, the tribunal has spoken.
Son of a bitch, someone call Hagrid and give me his dragon.
Okay. Let's do a weird question.
What kind of weird question you got? Because my mind's full.
Hey,
of
I'm sorry
dragon now.
I'm sorry about that. I really find Rowling's creations to be very attractive. Sorry.
Okay.
JK.
It's
No one's made that joke before ever.
Okay.
Ever. Not one time.
rolling. Hey, Slythus asked
It's
us.
rolling.
It's rowling. Slythus asked us, why are bananas yellow?
Because they're full of pee.
Yeah, that's true. I eat bananas on the daily. They're full of pee.
They're full of pee.
Because like me, they apologize for everything they do, and they're scared all the time.
Oh, they're cowardly.
They're cowards. Yeah.
Oh,
They're
okay.
worried about being eaten.
They're yellow bellied. They're worried about getting
wait.
yeeten. Did you say yeeten?
I said
like,
eaten.
Sounded like you said yeeten.
Sometimes I eat bananas.
Yeah.
Most of the time I eat them.
Yeet that shit right into my mouth.
If I forget to eat them and I leave them in my car on accident, then I eat them into the garbage.
Old Yeller wasn't cowardly. Was he full of pee?
But I thought he was Yeller because he. Okay, all right.
I thought
gotta
it was
be honest
old
with
Yeller
Yellow.
because he howled.
I didn't make the connection that he was yellow and
He's a
that was
yellow
them
lab.
saying yellow. I thought he was a loud dog. I legit thought that's why he was called that.
Have you ever seen Old Yeller?
I have.
He's not even that loud.
That's true. Well, okay, but I just thought the microphones for the movie weren't that good. They didn't pick him up that good.
Oh, got it. Okay, yeah. They needed
I thought he
to
was just a loud dog.
lapel mic the dog.
He's my dog, Ma. I'll do it.
You're listening to the Big Stack Podcast.
We keep having all these false endings. All right, that was a short one. Let's do it. Let's do another one. This one's-
What else you got?
And I already know Ellis's answer because he told me it earlier. If Gordon Ramsay were to prepare you a meal of a cooked Pokemon, which Pokemon would it be, and how would you want it prepared? That's from our buddy Tree Roy.
So we've talked about this a little bit, and I stand by that I want to eat a Ho-Oh.
Yes.
The spicy bird.
Yeah.
I mean, like the bragging rights alone on I have eaten a legendary Pokemon. I assume there's only one Ho-Oh. I don't know if there are Ho-Ohs. Ho-Oh?
Wouldn't be the first hoe you ate.
It wouldn't be, no, but it might be the first legendary Ho I've eaten.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. There's only one of those.
There's only one of those, so I want to eat a Ho-Oh.
Okay.
Boogie, what do you want to eat?
I think Jigglypuff would make a delicious dessert.
Oh.
Yeah, Jigglypuff's probably pretty sweet.
Right?
I buy
So
that.
We could probably mousse that up. Get like some sort of
Yeah.
whip going on. A little bit of whipped cream on it. A little bit of strawberry syrup. Drizzle that on there. A little bit of chocolate. Ooh.
That sounds
I
good.
want to eat me a Jigglypuff.
No, that sounds good.
Oh, that sounds
I'm
good.
gonna eat me a Jigglypuff.
I want some far-fetched ramen.
Oh my god, does it come with the leek?
Yeah, he's already got the leak.
He's already got the
He's
leak.
carrying it around because he knows.
That sounds pretty good. Is it cool to eat a Machop?
Okay, all right. So I do actually want to talk about Machop, Mr. Mime. There are several humanoid-ish Pokemon. Now, we definitely know that... Does Jinx have an ass?
I don't know. Not on PlayStation 4.
Definitely not. So, people in the Pokemon universe definitely eat Pokemon sometimes.
Yes.
Where do they draw the line? What Pokemon do they not eat? I mean, we eat animals and we draw the line, and there's like animals that we won't eat and stuff like that. Do you think people are like, no, we don't eat Mr. Mimes because they have like human bodies?
Has anybody ever like crashed in the mountains with their Pokemon and eaten their Pokemon to survive?
Oh, definitely, right? That has to have happened.
Has that happened? Like somebody's like riding their Pidgey, you know, the Pidgey's using fly, and I don't know, they get struck by lightning or something. That's horrible.
Oh wow!
I hope that happens.
Pokemon's a dark universe.
Because the first game wasn't all
that happened.
Wasn't the first game all about, or maybe one of the games I played was all about how Slowpoke tails were delicious, and they were
That's the first one.
It's unclear.
Yeah,
like, are they?
It's not all about it.
I always thought they were like some kind of drug.
Yeah. So there's like the Team Rocket plot is to like catch Slowpokes and cut off their tails and sell them to people, because one of the Team Rocket members tries to sell you a Slowpoke tail, but there's not enough money in the game to do that.
Right.
Or like you can't have that amount of money. Yeah, so I assumed they were eating that tail. Ellis assumed that tail was for drugs.
Yeah.
What do you think, Boogie? You think
I think they're eating the tails, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. They're eating the tails.
I have a counter question. Which Pokemon would you least like to have to eat to survive?
Garbodor.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Is Garbodor.
Like Muck
or something like that.
So
like,
I
don't want to eat a Machop, but I'm willing to do that more than
I'll eat a Machop. I don't care. I eat a Mr. Mime. That I don't care about.
I have eaten a Mr. Mime.
Yeah,
that is delicious.
What part of Mr. Mime is the best eats?
Face.
I think it's the cheeks,
the ears. Yeah.
Just the entire face.
Would you eat the Mr. Mime from the Detective Pikachu movie?
Ooh, I haven't seen him. I would eat the Snorlax from the...
pretty horrible.
I would eat the Snorlax, but here's the thing about the Snorlax. He's not big enough in the movie. It really bothers me. He's not much bigger than me or Flint.
Well, there's Snorlaxes that are different sizes.
Surely, right?
There's like smaller ones and bigger ones. Like out there's some Snorlax that is the guy who plays the mountain, but of Snorlaxes. And then there's also Snorlaxes that are out there that are like Ellis.
Sure, right. There's got to be like a skinny Snorlax, or at least just a smaller Snorlax.
A smaller one.
Uh-huh.
Right. It could still be like chubby.
Right.
The little ones are Munchlaxes anyways.
Right.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, the pre-evolved state is a Munchlax.
Mm-hmm. Munchlax is a baby Snorlax, and then it evolves by just getting fatter and having a differently... It just closes its eyes. Like, that's what a Munchlax... That's how a Munchlax evolves, is it just, like, gets bigger and closes...
Takes a nap.
Yeah.
I am now looking at a Mr. Mime from the Detective Pikachu movie, and I just want to say it was weird in the video game, but boy, it got weird here.
It's weird in the movie.
Man,
why does this
similar
exist?
thing to Alita Battle Angel.
I love Alita Battle Angel. I still can't believe you guys didn't like that game. You guys are fired.
Okay.
I'm going to hire 2 people who like that movie.
I didn't hate it.
Did you guys see Captain Marvel yet? I'm curious. No spoilers.
No.
No.
Are you going to see it at the theater, you think? Or are you going to wait?
No.
In the theater, no.
Interesting. So you're going to
Not
go
because
in...
of any political reason. I just don't care about it.
You're going into in-game blind?
I don't want to see in-game either.
What?
I'm done with comic book movies. I've seen so many
How
of them.
are we friends that you don't want to see in-game? This
the
is
only
a
reason
shocking
I'm
thing
going...
you never said to me.
Because we just talked about eating Pokemon together for the past 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Why is
the only reason I'm going is it's our friend's birthday, and that's
oh yeah, I guess I am.
Oh
so,
my god!
That's the only reason I went and saw the other Avengers movie.
This is why we can't post movie reviews to the channel, guys.
All those we can post movie reviews. People just won't like them because we don't like the movies they like.
Right? Yeah.
Fine.
Name a movie.
Like whatever you want.
Name a movie you do like.
Big Trouble in Little China.
That's a good movie. Alien's a good movie too.
And Aliens.
I like Aliens.
Yeah.
And Alien.
All right. Well,
Terminator
if you're currently listening
Jurassic
to the podcast and you would like to be friends, please send your application to Ellis's Corpse at www.idon'tlikethese.people.anymore.
My corpse is going online?
Yes.
You gonna digitize me?
Yes. We're gonna upload you to the cloud.
It's
Your
going
corpse.
to be
Not
the
your brain,
equivalent
just your
of
corpse.
a J.K. Rowling painting. Right? We're
Rowling.
gonna put your soul
It's ruling.
into that website. Okay.
Oh, your soul.
And, right? Yeah, that's because that's what those paintings are, right? They're your souls, right?
No, I think they just paint them and then they're magically enhanced to be alive. I don't know why I'm talking like I'm some figure of authority. I have no idea.
Well,
how
you're
Harry
just
Potter
as
works.
much of an authority as Rowling is these days, so just go for it.
Rowling, and I don't think so.
Yeah, you are.
I think she's more of an. She tweets about it all the
Ship
time.
it. I want a fanfic in which Stephen King and J.K. Rowling get together and sexually do sex on each other, but then they write a series of books and they rewrite the Harry Potter universe to be horrifying.
I am willing to bet something like that exists already.
Yeah, you can find that. Easy. 20 minutes on Google, you'll find 6 of them.
And the best part about this would free up Tabitha King so I could have sex with her.
I don't know
that
who
a thing you
Tabitha
want?
King is.
Stephen
Is that
King's wife.
Wife? Okay.
Oh my God, she made the Child's Play movie. She wrote Chucky.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah,
know
she's brilliant.
I don't like Chucky.
Yeah.
For those
I
out there
don't like him
keeping
either.
track.
That did ask, like, what do you mean we didn't like Infinity War? I didn't dislike Infinity War. It was fine. I think it was
It's a fine movie.
Like, it was better than a lot of the other Marvel films, but it's the same stuff.
Sure, it's just not what I'm looking for out
I'm
of a movie.
so overloaded with comic book films.
I'll tell you what I'm looking for in a movie. I'm gonna pitch
What are you
one.
looking for?
I'm gonna pitch one for you, okay?
Pitch it.
Ooh, yeah, I'm excited.
So
Pitch that 10.
there's a guy at home alone. Opening scene, guy at home alone, okay? And he's getting ready to drive his car out into the city with his friends. And his stepsister, approaches him and says, "I need a ride." And he says, "Well, stepsis, what do you want to do for that ride?"
This is a mainstream
Go on.
movie in theaters.
Oh no,
What-
this is
like what-
straight to Pornhub.
happens?
Straight to Pornhub.
Oh,
And so
okay.
she says,
Straight to
I
porno? That's not a media.
really need the ride." And he says, "Okay, well, I need something to ride myself."
Wouldn't that be really confusing for her? Because she's like, but you have the car. I don't understand.
Right. And then he has to explain with his penis what he's talking about.
Oh.
Is there a movie out there, a adult film that's like that, where one of the characters keeps trying to like hit on someone else and like do the innuendo thing, and the other character just doesn't get it ever?
Yeah, I saw a webm of a clip from that where like there's a guy in a bathtub and a sexy lifeguard lady comes in and is like trying to, hey, why don't you get out of that water? And he's like, what do you, this is a bathtub. Why are you here?
That's funny. I think that that might hinder, the whole process. My process is what I mean. If I'm like also laughing at the scenario, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that adds to the experience. Sex should be a joyous occasion.
Okay,
Right.
fair enough. Let's include laughter.
Yeah.
Let's do a video game.
pornos should include laughter.
I want to know which Pokemon would you like to watch have sex with a Ditto?
None of them.
Wait, in a Ditto, like as a Ditto?
Yeah,
or...
like how you breed in the games, you got to put them in alone in the farm with a Ditto, and then they turn the Ditto into a sex slave and have sex with it till an egg pops out of the
That's
Ditto.
not what they do.
That's
not
exactly how it's done.
No. They both shake hands and agree politely to create an egg together.
Yes. And then an egg is there.
Yeah.
Is that how babies are made?
No.
No. That's done
People
with sex.
do the sex.
Yeah, they do the sex for that.
Oh my God! When you have sex, that's what makes a baby?
Specifically when you kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Kiss sex.
Jesus
That's how you get babies.
Christ, I'm never kissing again.
Who are you kissing now?
Oh my God.
Myself.
Oh my God.
Boogie, you can't be doing that. You can make a baby with yourself.
Yeah, you're gonna have a boogie baby.
I go like this with my hand. You guys can't see this in the audio, but I go like this and I practice on my hand.
He's making lips with his hand. He's
That's not a kiss.
suggestively licking the lips
Can you do that
that he
on
made
Twitch?
with his hand.
I'm
He's
doing it now.
he's tonguing the lips that he made with his hand.
You don't like dress up the hand or anything?
Oh, I put lipstick on it every once in a while.
Okay.
What shade?
Purple.
Do you ever put the lipstick on you?
It gets on me. I don't ever put it on me because I'm not pretty enough to deserve makeup.
Oh.
You can wear makeup.
No, I don't deserve it.
I've actually
I've been
seen
a
you
bad
wear
boy.
makeup.
I've
Made you wear it at E3.
It looked great too. I look so good today. I look like
Yeah,
a
that's
corpse. I'm so excited to die. So that's the best
Yeah.
part. Yay. I finally got to know what I look like when I'm dead, and it's gorgeous. Hooray. As long as they don't prop my mouth open, I'll be fine, boys.
Yeah.
Hey, you've been listening to the Big Stack Podcast. We are going to wrap it up here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I want to say thank you once again to our 47 patrons who helped make this show a reality. We really appreciate you. There are the folks who listen on the YouTubes, all 6, 7, 8,000 of you who listen to every episode, and we appreciate you. There's the folks that listen to the Spotifys and the iTunes, and we've seen that several of you have reviewed our show on the iTunes, and we'd love it for those of you, if you have not, if you would do that. I think it's a lot of fun, and I'm so glad we have an audience. I'm so glad you guys are listening, because we're not experts, and we never claim to be. We're not experts.
Oh, no, I'm an expert.
At video games.
I claim to be an expert.
He claims. I don't claim to be an expert. I
claim that Boogie is an expert.
I just like to talk for the fun of it. I just like to talk about shit. And I like to talk about which Pokemon fucks Hagrid's dragons. Visit our website.
www.baddragon_.
Don't do that.
That's very different.
Not a sponsor.
If you guys want to check out the podcast anywhere, it's available on YouTube, youtube.com/c/Big Stack Podcast. You can always follow these boys. And those of you who chose to do this, you are making dreams come true. Twitch.tv/big_breakfast. Go watch them stream. They stream video games. They do exactly what they did right now, except they do it without me interrupting them. So you guys will probably really enjoy that. And I think you guys probably should. Any closing arguments, guys? Anything? Jacob, Ellis, got anything for us?
I just have another weird question, so I'm going to let Ellis go first.
Excellent.
I want to hear Jacob's weird question.
Okay.
Anything that I was going to say, blasted out of my head by Jacob's weird question. What do you got?
All right. I want knee-jerk reaction answers only. Don't
I got
think
my
about
knees ready.
Okay. If you had to have one part of your body completely covered in butter every day for the rest of your life, what part of your body do you choose?
Oh, it'd literally be my knees.
I was going to say butt.
Anus.
No. Sitting would be so
Nope.
uncomfortable.
Hey.
Anus.
We're not arguing about it. He wants his anus. I want my butt. You want your knees. That's how it goes.
Get the fucking butter, Ellis.
I want my buttery knees.
Guys, thanks for watching.
It's not butter.
What is wrong with you people? Guys, thanks for watching. We love you very much. We'll speak with you soon.
Love you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.